Hi Flosstube, it's Lauren McCleary, Texstylust. Welcome to my channel. Hey Flosstubies, it's Lori. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch and quilting and various other textile arts and sometimes paper crafts. Today it's going to be I'm going to show you everything I've been working on in the last 3 weeks. And then as promised from last video, we're going to look at some wool and other kits that are fall related, just to give some inspiration to both you and me. It's been about 3 weeks, and I fortunately do not have any life updates. No major catastrophes have happened in the last 3 weeks. Knock on wood somewhere. Knock on wood. So we can just skip right over that and we can get started. So we're going to start out with what I've been working on. I've worked on a lot of everything. So we'll get started with my one rose thread, which is the Rose Quaker Sampler. And I've gotten some good progress on it. So I don't remember exactly where I was the last time, but I think what I've added in since last time is right in here, maybe a little bit of this. So this is coming along, and hopefully I'll have it done by the end of the year. We'll see. This is using the called for DMC. Lots of roses, reds, pinks, and rosy tans, that sort of thing are the colors in that. So that's coming along. I'm really looking forward to, getting it done. I enjoy stitching on it every day, but I have so many waiting in the wings to start next year, and I'm really super excited about them, and just want to get that done so I can start on the other ones. The other thing I started, this is a new start. I showed this last video as part of the charts that I was hoping to get started. And this is called Pumpkin Seeds, and it's a chart by Delaney Woods. And I am using the called for floss. Well, no, actually that's not true. There's only 2 colors. I'm using burlap, which is the called for, and I think the other one is Fragrant Close, but my Fragrant Close was really light colored, and I wanted something a lot more rusty orange. So let's see, let me turn this around. So these are the colors that I'm using. And I am using a hand die of my own. It's a 36 count, which is the count that's called for. And I just have this little bitty start, but already I'm really, really enjoying it. So it's a pretty fast stitch. It really is just these Victorian letters that say pumpkin seed and then this big pumpkin. So I think it's going to take far more time to finish it than it is going to stitch it. But I did get a good start on that, so I'm pleased with that. I really like this goldy color of the burlap, even though it's a very close shade to the linen, and this linen is a very close shade to the call for, which was a lakeside, and I do have the actual lakeside, but I didn't want to cut into it for this small of a stitch. So I really like that. It's pretty. That burlap is gorgeous. Okay. The next one that I got some good progress on is When Witches Go Riding. And this is a Prairie Schooler. This is book 148, and I'm working on this one. And I'm doing this on a 36 count Picture This Plus Bramble, which is a great color for Halloween. You can see that the oranges and the blacks really pop on that. And I have stitched in here, did a little bit more around the house, and I started over here. And I might get this done before Halloween this year. We'll see. I'm pretty close. If I stitch all the way to the bottom and get my measurements, I could probably go ahead and order a frame. And I have the call for their DMC, and I have them on those beautiful floss cards from Primitive Hair. So that's going well. I have that in one of my crow bags. I also put some stitches on a whip that I started last year about this time, and it's the Alphabet Sampler. And it's a Birds of a Feather. And I'm using the called for floss and linen. Well, actually, let me back up. I'm using Weeks Dye Works Aspen. I don't think that's actually the called for, but I am using the called for. Let me take these off of here. I am using the called for floss, and that is, I gotta get the glasses. Caper, Onyx, and Putty. And that's, oops, got it backwards. That's how things are looking. It's really pretty. I'm really going to like this. I'd like to get this one done too, but I just don't know. My mind is, still 100 miles a minute, 50 different directions. So we'll see if I can just settle on one thing and get that done. I just noticed I have a mistake in here. I'm going to have to take out some stitches. I should have stitched a different color, but we'll deal with that later. Okay, that is in my owl bag. And love that. I also had another new start as the crow flies pin keep. I showed this also last video that I wanted to get this started. This was a kit, so it's using all called for. And these are the flosses. They're all Weeks Dye Works. And I know it's the called for linen. Let me see what color this is. I really like this linen. I'm going to have to buy, I'm going to have to look and see if I can find some more pieces of this. It's the Cosmic Platinum by Dames of the Needle. It's really pretty. It's got quite a unique dye on it. So I've got a good start. I've went all the way down the left side, and I've got to start on the wings of the crow. So got to start on that. This is on 36 count. I also got some progress on my Prairie Schooler autumn sampler of Thanksgiving, this one right here. And I stitched a little bit ahead, and I've been doing a letter a month, and which is has me completing it next month in October. But I've done a little bit of stitching ahead because I felt like it. So I have all my letters done. I still need to put some of the little squash blossoms in here. So these are all done, and I need to finish the bottom and fill in the leaves over here, and I'll be done. So here is my Prairie Schooler. This has way more than it calls for on this stitch, but this is my fall floss ring, and those are basically the colors. And I'm really thrilled to have, I'm almost done with that one. So hopefully next video, maybe I'll be done definitely by the end of October. Okay, one of the things I've wanted to get started for several years, I've had this kitted up, I think, since I started stitching, which was in November. It will be, let's see, 8 years. So minus a year that I took off when I was sick. But yeah, so this has been kitted for quite a long time. It is the Summer Schoolhouse series. I have all of the charts. And I have started this. This is the first time I've done 1/28, and I did it when my friend Lisa Kendra Stitcher was here. So she kind of provided me some moral support, and I really like stitching over 1/28. It's a lot of fun. I'm just finding that I have such the muscle memory to do over 2 that I'll put in about 3 stitches and then I'll do over 2 and then I have to pull it back out. Hopefully I can get into the rhythm. So I'm doing this with all the called for floss, and I'm working on the very first one here. Like I said, I have all of them. And I am not doing it on mushroom Lugana. I'm doing it on taupe Lugana. I like the cooler color of the taupe. It's a very tiny start, but I really enjoyed that. I did that the morning that Lisa was here. So I do plan on continuing to work on this. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll have some more progress to show you next time. And then the last thing I was working on is on the Jack-o'-lantern Sewing Pocket and Chatelaine by Stacy Nash. If you remember last time, I just had a little bit of the border done and I had Jack done, and then I realized that there was a mistake in it. And the J in Jack is Algerian eyelets, and because I've been having an issue with my eye, I could not really see to take it out. So Lisa, bless her heart, she sat and unpicked that for me. She kept saying, this is tighter than 36. This is tighter than 36. And she measured it, and actually the linen is 36 one direction, 37 the other. But she persevered and she took out the J for me, and I took out the rest of the letters because I need to put them in a different spot. But I did stitch on more of the border. So I have the border almost complete, and I started doing a little bit of the floral motif under the border. And I think what I'm going to do, because it's still going to be another month or so, hopefully, my eye will be healed, that I'm going to go ahead and stitch all of the regular stitching and then just leave the Algerian eyelets for when I'm done. And hopefully I can have a little bit better time. And just an update, I had told you that I had like a couple of bleeds in the back of my left eye. It's better. It's getting a lot better, but it's still not quite there, and it makes my other eye work harder. The doctor said I didn't have to stop stitching or anything like that. She said just do whatever you normally do. And she just says it takes, a couple months for it to clear up. So doing better, not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So I have been stitching, and I think I got quite a bit done, actually. It always feels like I don't get as much done as I want, but I think that's a problem we all have. I meant to show, this is some haul. I'm going to jump right into haul. I meant to show this last time, and I forgot, but this was a feel sorry for me purchase. After I went to the eye doctor, there's an antique mall that's really close to where the eye doctor was, and I have been eyeing this. It's a butter mold. Let me show you. I've been eyeing this butter mold literally it's definitely since I've lived here, so at least 5 years. And the reason, they have several of them, and they all have, like wheat sheaths and, pretty standard things. But the reason I wanted this one is it has oak leaf and acorns. And I was there, I was feeling sorry for myself, and I bought this. So this is my pity purchase. And I love it. So it goes up on my, I've kind of moved it around, but right now it's sitting on the Hoosier hutch. But I'm just totally thrilled with it. I haven't even cleaned it. It really kind of needs a scrubbing and an oiling, but I love it. I love that it has this. I'm going to see maybe if I can do maybe cookie stamps with it. I don't see why I couldn't. I don't eat enough butter to pack it full of butter and make one of those. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you because I thought it was kind of cool, particularly this time of year. I did get some happy mail. I did an order through Olivia, my friend Olivia, my quilting friend, and cross stitch friend Olivia from Hillside Rickery. This is her card, and she has an Etsy shop, and I know a lot of you know her. And I had this on my list. I've had this chart on my list for a long time, and she finally got a new order in from Exemplar from the Heart. And so I ordered Pumpkin Season. I've always loved this chart. The colors are just so beautiful. And again, I treated myself. I ordered the silk pack. So Olivia made me a silk pack for this. I'm going to open this up a little bit so we can take a look. When she does silk packs, they come in these beautiful little bags, and they have the tags on them. And let's see if I can get this open. Should have did this before I started, but just give me a minute here. Here we go. I don't want to lose that tag because I have another one that I don't want to get them mixed up. But look at the colors. They are just so yummy. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. So I hope to start this one sometime this during the fall season, maybe for my birthday. I'm not sure. I'm an October baby, so I might start it. But aren't those just the most amazing colors? So that was some happy mail. Thank you, Olivia, for putting that together for me. Definitely go check out her shop. And I can't speak for her, but I do know she's pretty amiable to kitting certain charts up with silks if you're looking for that with MPI silks. So while I was there, and I had talked about this last time, this is on my list of things that I wanted to start as well. I don't know if I'll start it this year or not. I have so much going now, but this is Plum Street's A Ghoul Tide Welcome, and it does call for MPIs. Since I was already there, Olivia put together the floss pack, the MPI silk floss pack for that. And here are the colors for that. And they're just as amazing. I love stitching with silk. So now I just need to find the right linen. What does it call for? It calls for 36 vintage sand dune. I think I have that. I'll have to take a look and see if that strikes my fancy and get that going. So I have a few other little things that I wanted to share. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 or 4 local here in Sisters, 3 maybe. Antique shops. They're pretty small. They're antique malls, so they're little little booths. And I had to kill some time in town the other day, so I went into one of my favorite ones and I found some goodies. I found these cute little bells. They don't really make a jingle sound, but they're pumpkins. So I grabbed a handful of those, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I might put them on a floss ring or something like that, or a finish, but they were certainly cute. And I had some whisk brooms in my cart on Amazon, and they had just been sitting there, but I came across this booth in the antique store, and they were selling whisks, and they had this little teeny one. It was only $3.95, so that was a good deal. And then they had a bigger one, and even though I don't care for the white, I think I can stain or darken that. And this big one was only $6.95. And what I hope to put on those is the witches, from With Thy Needle and Thread. So this one I might just find a different, it's very tiny, so I might do something a miniature and put on there. And then this one I think is the right size to put the little whisk wrap pattern that she has. Unfortunately, I was looking at it, it's out of stock on her website right now, but I have to look around and see if I can find those. Okay, was that all the happy mail? Everything I was. I'm going to pause here and put some things away, and then we'll start looking at what's in the basket. Do something a little bit different than I usually do. Usually if I have a giveaway, I save those until the end of the video. And I just want to tell the kind ladies that have won the giveaways, I know I am delinquent in getting those out. The whole fire and all of that stuff really threw me for a loop. But I am kind of getting back in the groove of things. So I hope to get those out next week. And I don't even recall if I announced winners from the last giveaway. I'm not going to do it this one. I will either post it on my feed where I post videos. It will just be something on there, or I will announce that next week. But I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to put this in the giveaway. So you hear me talk about my friend Linda a lot. She is Quilts and Crosses on Instagram. And last time we were hanging out, she asked if I had this, and I do. And she says, well, why don't you do a giveaway? And so I'm going to give away the Equality Sampler from Plum Street. This particular sampler celebrates, let's see, it says Declaration of Sentiments, and it's we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal. And I believe that this particular chart celebrates the passing, so the women's voting rights. So I'd love to give this away. And to enter the giveaway, you need to be 18 so that I can take your mailing address. Please like the video. Please be a subscriber. I do check. And this is only the continental United States because of shipping costs, unfortunately. And I'd like you to tell me what is your favorite fall color. So tell me what your favorite fall color is, and put your name in the hat for this lovely chart. It's a beautiful one. This is the Rhode Island style. I think this is her fourth, maybe fifth one that Paulette has put out. So if you'd like to, and I'll remind you at the end of the video too. Okay, so let's take a look. This is a hodgepodge full of fall and Halloween related projects. Some of them are quilts, some of them are wool, some of them are crafts, and we're just gonna kind of take a look at what we have here. So I'm just gonna grab them. I may or may not have shown these before. I like to sit down at the beginning of every season, or when I start feeling like I need to switch seasons to stitch for, and I like to pull out all of my project patterns and my kits and that sort of thing, and just kind of look through and see what speaks to me. This I purchased at a local quilt shop that unfortunately is no longer here. We really miss so many quilts. But this is a pattern by Patchabilities, and they had a sample. It was the sample that really caught my eye. And it's this lovely miniature log cabin quilt with wool on either end. I'll probably darken that up a little bit, but I loved this pattern. It's kind of a tablescape size, not quite a full table length. Let's see, I think it's 49 by 25, so not terribly big, but very cute. I love this one. This is Wool Fall Crazy. Those are hard to say in that order. This is from A Piece of Work, and it is a fall wool table runner, and it's just gorgeous. I'm pretty sure I bought this at one of the Sew Expo. This is a pumpkin pattern to make soft pumpkins out of fabric and wool and flannel. And it's little pumpkins. And many, if not all of these, are probably still available either on the regular market or secondary market. This one's from Sweet Treasures by Amber Hybert. Isn't that cute? This is a pattern from Reets Rags to Stitches and Friends. She always had a booth at the Sew Expo, and I saw this made up. It's super, super cute, and it's like a folio for organizing, pens and things like this. But it's sunflowers. I associate sunflowers with this time of year, even though you can see them all summer long. mostly all summer long. I think I'm going to have to go faster than this or we're going to be here all day. This one looks tiny, but it's actually larger than you think. And it is a wool and cotton quilt. It's called Autumn Reflection. Actually, I think that one's just 14.5 inches, so it is that small. And I'm sorry for the glare. I didn't want to take everything out. That would definitely take a long time. These are coaster size. This is called Hizzy Fits Designs, and it's called Coasting into Fall by Sandy Fitzpatrick. And they're just tiny. Those would make great ornaments for a tree as well. This is what Kathy Cardiff. I love her her work, and this is called Basket Half Full, and it is a wool and cotton wall hanging. Isn't that pretty? This one's by Ginger Sanchez, and it's called Gourd Harvest. So if you've watched me for a while, you know I'm definitely a pumpkin girl. I've always had a thing for pumpkins, even before pumpkins became a thing. This one, oh, it's so pretty. And I don't know why I don't have one done, but I love it. It's Lakeview Primitives, and it's the Jacobean pumpkin. And that is made out of all wool. Isn't that gorgeous? The colors are perfect. This is a beautiful, I think I was given this thing, but it's a So Cherished platter. I don't know what you call it. It's just a decoration. It's called the Fall Guy. I do have that platter in my great room. I have several different patterns that fit on that, but that one is so cute. This one, these are little tiny pin pillows, and it's called Old Crows 1, and it's by Sunflower Fields Pattern Company. Very cute. This is another So Cherished. This is actually a punch needle. I think I might have one or two more punch needles in here. And it's Garden Gals November by So Cherished. I have everything to do punch needle. Hey, you know what? Teresa Kogut for, I think it's for the Jingle Ball coming up this year. I think she's going to be doing a punch needle class. So if you're interested in learning or relearning or just like to hang out with Teresa like I do, I would definitely consider signing up. This is the Cheddar and Cole woolen needle. I've shown this before, and I'd actually show it to you right now, but it's on my quilting frame, ready to be finished. So I've seen this in several different colorways, but I have it in the Cheddar and Cole colorway, and I'll show that when it gets done. This is a Primitive Gatherings. I picked this up this last summer. This is a large pillow. In fact, it would probably cover, let's see, it's 20 by 50 inches. It's quite large. And so I would probably make that out of flannel for the black, because that would be a lot of wool, and then put wool on the pumpkins. But that would be great across the head of a bed or on a sofa. Very cute. And this is another one I picked up at the same time. It's Old Crow and Company Table Runner, and this is also a Primitive Gatherings. Very pretty. I kind of regret now not getting the kits for these. I considered it when I was there, but I didn't remember if I had these at home or not. I didn't. They were just ones I had looked at for quite a while. So maybe next time. Okay. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, we do have some kits. This is a buttermilk basin kit. Several of you, well, not several, at least 2, maybe 3 people I've seen have shown one of this series. That's the pumpkin. And I have that on order. I haven't received it yet, but this is buttermilk basin. Sweet and Simple. They had one for every month. I believe this is November or December, but I have the kit. So it's sweet pomegranate, beautiful colors. I bought that when we did one of our visits to Buttermilk Basin. At the same time, I bought this one. It's also the Sweet and Simple, and this one is August, and it's sunflowers. The pumpkin one that I have coming, I remember when we were there shopping, they were out of that one, so that's why I didn't get it, because I definitely would have got it. It's really pretty. This is a, excuse me, I need to wet my whistle a little bit. This is a wall hanging that is Autumn in Bloom, and I have the kit. I think it was purchased at the same time. So I don't think they photograph as beautiful as the wool is that comes with it. You can see all the depth of color in that wool. So that is so pretty. This one I've had for quite a while. They're tiny, and you can clip these to different boards or make pin pillows. I think it's a 6-inch square. This one's for fall, and you can see how it's been done a couple of different ways. This one, this is a two-parter. So the last time I was at Buttermilk Basin, they had this up, and it's called the, does it have the name here? It doesn't, or maybe I'm missing it. Oh, Time is Mine. Thy time is mine. With thy needle, thy time is mine. So this pattern actually is for the background, to make the background here. So you can put scissors in it, place for pens, place for strawberries, etc. And then you purchase for different months, and they fit here. So I have the background. I ordered another background of oak leaf and reel that is coming in that order with the pumpkin pattern. They don't have this anymore, unfortunately, but they do have all of the months. So this is the month that I have. This is March, and I got it because I really liked the bee skep. And then, like I said, the oak leaf and reel is one that I have coming, but they do have all 12 of the months. I may eventually order a Christmas one too. I don't feel like I need all of the months. I kind of go by seasons. Okay, there might be another Buttermilk Basin in there, but I'm not sure. So this is a pattern, and it's kind of odd. It's different. I like it a lot. It's a quilt. The quilt is 39.5 by 54, and it's by Lackadaisies Designs. I have a lot of Lackadaisies. So she does a lot of wool. She does embroidery, big embroidery. And I've shown some of those before, and I'll probably show some at Christmas time again. And also just regular quilting. But this is amazing. And the reason I love her work is everything is original and it's very unique. So this combines wool and cotton and like some old lace on there. And it's just the coolest looking thing. So that is a really unique. I might either shrink it or make it bigger. It's kind of an odd size, like I said, 39.5 by 54. So it would look great on a wall. But I think when I saw it, I think she had it on a bed, if I recall. But anyway, so check her out. I think she's online. She's been featured in like Country Living, Quilt Mania, Quilter's World. Here's her information if you want to go see all of the different things that she has. I met her and her husband a couple times. They used to vend at the Sew Expo in Puyallup and in Portland. Here is a kit that I have. I think this is another Cardiff, Kathy Cardiff. Maybe, let me see. Yes, Cottage at Cardiff. So here's the pattern. And what this kit is for this pin pillow right here with the buttons. So here's the kit. It has some dyed Osnaburg. It has some wool. And then it has the cute little wooden buttons to make that. So that's a kit I've had for quite a while. And just need to sit down and make it. I think when I saw this, she had it made up on, have you seen where they take the springs that, you would use in chairs and sofas, and they put a pincushion on top of the spring? I think I have the spring somewhere. And that's what I bought that for, was to do it that way. So I have been working, I'm going to stop here just for a second. So one of the things I have been working on in the last 3 weeks is my small studio. I think I mentioned I purchased some more Billy bookcases, and I got the extra tall ones. They're 90 some inches tall. So it's the regular size Billy bookcase, and then you buy an additional piece that goes on top because the ceiling in that room is very tall. So I have been working on sorting through things, and I've been putting all my kits and quilts that are in progress or are kitted up. I've been putting those in the same size container so that they fit nicely on the shelf. And then I showed gosh, it was last year sometimes. I had a video. I'll put a link for the video down below for fabric folding. So I've been folding fabric and putting it in the lucite containers that I bought. And I've been alphabetizing my quilt books and kind of dispersing all of that there. So I'll put a little clip in here right now, just kind of showing you where I'm at. So my studio is still a complete disaster, but if you would have seen it a couple weeks ago, you can see it's really improved. So I'm going to insert that right here. Just a quick update on where I'm at in my studio organization. These are the new Billy bookcases. I'm sorting out my books and quilts and folding fabric and etc., etc. The studio is still quite the mess, but much better than a couple weeks ago. Back to this big basket of loveliness. Here's some more kits. This kit, I have a couple, just a couple. This is by Jerome Thomas Designs. Now, he has had things featured in primitive quilting, primitive punch, maybe in primitive punch needle as well. One or both of those. But these kits I picked up at the Woolen Needle, which is in Williamsburg, Iowa, which is a place that we go when we go to the Amana colonies for Michelle Rudy Farm Girl Retreats. This one, again, the picture on the front does not show the depth and the beauty of the wool, but here's what the wool looks like. And again, sorry for the glare, but hopefully you can get kind of a sense. And then here is the pattern. It's very cute. I think who finished this? I think the Calculated Stitcher finished this maybe a couple of years ago. It was really pretty. So this is the opportunity. You can work on your blanket stitch. You can work on your whip stitch. You can put in, I think this has a chain stitch in here. So if you're wanting to work on and improve your different fancy stitches, but you don't have to use them. You can just do a plain stitch and it still is going to be pretty. Another one that I picked up there that is also Jerome Thomas Designs. This one is called Harvest Time. Now, they pull you in. When you go into that shop in the fall, prepare to empty your wallet because they have all the beautiful designs that they sell. They have everything made up. They have it hung on the wall and hung over, and I just like, take my money. Take my money. So this one is Harvest Time. And pumpkins, and I'm going to call those sunflowers. Those look like black-eyed Susans. I'm not sure. And here's the wool for that one. Oh, we have a little primitive gathering stuck in here. This is just the chart, and it's a pumpkin with some pennies on it, and it's called Grateful. That's really cute. I have this. Now, these are ornaments by Mary Jo Heine, and I don't know if she still vends at the Sew Expos, but she used to vend a lot at the Sew Expos. I have a couple patterns by her, but I don't think I have my strawberry one out here. But these are to do velvet acorns. And so Mary Jo Heine, I'll show you her information too, but she has hand-dyed silk ribbon, hand-dyed velvet, which I'm pretty sure she worked with Blackberry Primitives. And then there's also beading on here. And I'll show you the information. So here's all of the silk ribbons that are hand-dyed and all of the velvets And then these are the acorns. And then, of course, the pattern is included. And her stuff is just amazing. Be prepared that if you look online and you look at her work, just know that it's 10 times more beautiful in person than it shows. So the information here is very light, but I'm going to hold it up there and see if you can see. So there is her information. Let me get it a little bit over here. So if you are interested, I know she has strawberries. I don't remember what else she has. I have some cartonage projects from her as well, but that's in my my bag of goodies of things to do. This is a cute little primitive wool kit. Oh, this one even came with a glue stick. How nice. And I don't even know who the company is because it doesn't say, but that's the pattern. It's really darling. I might darken up that wool right there. I'm not a fan of poison or poison green or that color range. Okay, I have the kit for this, and let me see. Can I pull it out? Hold on. I have a whole drawer in my in the prim room in here. I'll take a picture of the dresser that I keep all my wool in. And I kind of had to pull it out and see if we can match some of these kits with the patterns. I used to keep them together, but then the patterns would sort of get kind of rumpled. So this is from the Wool and Needle. I love their wool kits. This is kind of a table topper. It's about 21-inch square, and it's called Maple Sugar. And when I bought it, I made sure to get the Valdani that goes with it. And then this is the kit. So I got the kit. So that beautiful wool. Isn't that gorgeous? So I have that one. I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to toss it over there. I have a few more kits here. So if we come across the patterns, then I can show those as well. Okay, we're going to dig into the basket again here, see what else we've got going on. Okay, yep, here's another one. This is also, I bought this at the Wool and Needle, even though, oh no, this is the same, Blythe Girl Designs. And these are frames, and the frames are made of wool. And they had different seasons, if I recall. And I'm sorry, the glare on this one is awful. But see, the frames have wool around them. That one has pennies. That one has leaves and acorns. And frame it all for fall. Fall leaf frame. Here we go. So there's the wool. And there's the pattern. So that one. I could spend a whole year just doing wool and not get very far. This one, myself and Lisa Kinder Stitcher and Michelle Rudy Farm Girl, and I think at least one other person I know, we all bought this one. It's called Autumn Splendor. It's a quilt. The quilt is 48 by 48. And it is stunning. Again, the picture does not do it justice. Here is the wool. That wool. And all of it's a lot of Joe Morton, that sort of thing. We also have a Christmas one. I think it's poinsettias. But I think this was the first one we got. So we have that kit. And this is another one. I think this is the very first wool kit that I bought. Yes, it is, because I'm going to show you the price. You don't find that price anymore. I bought this from Carriage Country Quilts, which is in Des Moines, Washington. That is literally a hop, skip, and a jump from the SeaTac airport. Maybe 10, 15 minutes tops if the traffic's bad. And it's definitely worth, if you have a layover and you have the opportunity to leave the airport, I mean, that long of a layover, definitely hop over to Carriage Country. Carriage Country Quilts. They have wool, they have embroidery, they have lots of kits, quilting. It's a fantastic. And then when you're done there, go down the street about 4 blocks to Wally's Fish House, and you'll have the best fish and chowder ever. Anyway, so here's this kit. It's quite large, 27 by 18 and a half. and it's quite detailed, and I just have not got out. I haven't, one of my kits actually cut out down there, and I just need to fuse it and get started, but you know, so many hours in a day and not enough time, not enough energy. But it's here when I want to start it. Okay, so we're getting down to the end of the basket, which is good because my table is getting quite full. This one is a Maggie Banana Me, and I don't remember, I think I got this through, well, this is from Fiddlesticks. This is from Laura Hakes. Fiddlesticks Designs. I have the whole kit, and it's flowers in a pumpkin shell, which is a Maggie Banana Me, and I believe we have the beautiful Blackberry Primitives wool in there. I think when I ordered this, I think you could get it in light and dark background. I chose the dark background. It's so pretty. And oh, we have another, this is by Crane Designs. I got this at the Woolen Needle, not Primitive Needle, Woolen Needle. And it's called Crowlicious. Can't you just see all of these wool projects hanging on a wall together? So instead of a red sampler wall, you have a red pumpkin, or not red, a fall pumpkin wall that's all in wool. And here is the beautiful wool that came with that. And one more in here, and we're going to call it a day. This is another So Cherished, also the same size for the platter that I told you about. And it's called Fall Harvest. Got this one at Carriage Country Quilts as well. So that's the background fabric, and then you can kind of see the wool colors in there. Okay, so some inspiration for you and for me. I don't know what, if any of this, that I will have an opportunity to work on this year, but you know, you don't have to wait until fall to work on fall stuff. In my opinion, you can work on fall all year. So as a reminder, if you're interested in an opportunity to win the Equality Sampler by Paulette of Plum Street Designs, then tell me what your favorite fall color is in a comment down below, and I will choose that next video. And let's see, I think that was everything. So looking forward to seeing you again real soon. Next time, I have a bunch of quilts that I have pulled out to start putting backings together for. As I mentioned, I have one on the frame, and I have a lot of fall quilts. So maybe I will do, aside from whatever I'm stitching, I'm finishing. Hopefully I have some finishing I really need to get done. I will pull out either some fall kits and fall whips that I'm working on from the quilting department, and maybe I might even have one finished to share with you, just the small one. So until then, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.